Alright folks, here coming at you with the Acer UHD 4K monitor. It's set up and I'm really happy here, but I like to have it set up where it's pretty low to the desk. Kind of hard to see, but here it is from the side one more time. And the nice thing is this can be raised. You see that? And so it can be sitting really high, but I like to have it low, and then you can tilt it as well. So yeah, pretty cool. All right, folks, we do have an unboxing today, and it's time to upgrade my trusted dual setup, which I have had for a few years. Usually a 15-inch MacBook Pro to the left and a 28-inch monitor to the right. And today we got the Acer B276HK on Amazon. This one got ordered from B&H. I usually order from there or there. It is an IPS monitor. That is important, and we're just gonna cut this open here really quickly. While I'm talking, I know this is not the most exciting part of the journey with a video, so you know what, let me fast forward it. You see it arrived in a big nice box here, and we'll take care of this in a second for you. And just a note on packaging, I like that when there's plenty of packaging material to protect it. One of the things with a monitor you want to do, you want to make sure there's no damages here. So that's a plus point in my book. I'm gonna yank this out here. Here you go. Here is the actual monitor. Let's take it out. 27-inch. There's a much more expensive one that's larger, which I kind of recommend as well, because with 4K you can definitely look at things in a larger perspective, and it still retains sharpness. So this is a 28-inch monitor. It's the iNK HDMI monitor. Has served me well for several years now. Not one issue. Couple of blue pixels on this one, but there's a pixel app that removed the blue pixels. You kind of set it and then it starts flickering on that, but that was after a few years. I should say 4K. Yes, 4K. IPS, that's very important. That gives you much better angles from the side. And the reviews on this were pretty glowing. It is a better deal than most others out there, and it's better. It's not the best deal, but it's the best that I could find review-wise at this time, working natively with the Mac and having a DisplayPort supporting 60 Hertz on a MacBook Pro. It also does that now with the new MacBook Airs 2015 and onward. It's very important to run 60 Hertz at 4K. Great. Let's cut this one open now. A couple of things. Testing a monitor online. It's more talking about it, and so you see what's in the box and so forth, and talking about connections and the system behind it. It's very hard to determine the difference. See here, I have a Retina MacBook Pro here on the left, and here is the fairly inexpensive iNK, which by the way has a great image. It's a matte monitor. Served me well. I said that before. But the thing is, on camera, it's very hard to see the difference, and I can't take screenshots either. It's not that easy to do, so it's kind of something you have to take my word for it. And also, something bright. We got a little stone here on the side. We'll have to investigate what that is during transport, maybe. But the thing is, I was going to say, the connections matter, the color calibration matters. That's going to determine how well, how good of results you're going to get. I've been procrastinating with this review. I've had it for a few days now, this monitor. Didn't want to take it out of the box. It's always a hassle taking monitors out of the box. But so let me do that. I'm going to place this on the ground and do that here. And if you say, why didn't he do all this before? My answer to that would be because I wanted to talk to you guys while I'm doing it. It's my motivation. It's my therapy, so to speak. And also you guys can make fun of me how I take things out. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna lay this flat on the ground here so that nothing falls out. I'm gonna pause the video and then come right back at you. I'm not a good packer either, so you know. Let's see what came. So this is the monitor that came with it. It is in the box like so. It also came with here the base. Very solid, very good build quality as it seems. I like that. Definitely more solid than on this one. Now let's look at the cables. It comes with a standard HDMI cable, which I will not use in this case. I will use my DisplayPort cable. And this looks like a, let's see what that is. This looks like a DVI cable. Old school, old school. We got an audio cable here, and then we got a power cable and a USB 3.0 cable. And this serves also as a USB hub. And then what we got here, oh yeah, so here we have and I appreciate that, mobile high definition link. We need another cable, which is which I already bought. I ordered it on Amazon, and the description will be below. And I even found it. How cool is that? It's this one here. It is called Excel Ultra AV Mini DisplayPort to DisplayPort 1.2 cable. So that's what we're gonna use to connect the bad boy. Cool. Like that shirt. It's tapes, supposed to be tapes. All right, let's get that out. You know, I gotta tell you, I really don't like changes to my setup too much, especially with the monitor. You gotta pull it out. This monitor is going to a good friend of mine. Still has some life in it. It hasn't failed me, but just wanted to get something crisper. And why crisper? Why is it important? I'm not watching 4K, but I like, especially in Photoshop, I use Logic, I use Mac OS extensively. I want to be able to scale things, and when things get smaller or big, I want them to retain the sharpness. So it's more of a sharpness looking at font. And secondary, I also work with images a lot, and that's going to help a little bit more. But images anyways, they shoot 6,000 by 4,000. My Nikon, for example, is a lot larger than any monitor right now that I can afford, at least. Okay, so we pull this out, and it's surprisingly light. It's almost like an iPad. No, I'm kidding, but it has those qualities of being thin. All right, so let me figure out the next stage. I'm gonna put it up, and then we'll chat more about it and hopefully fire it up. So this part of the box here has the arm. Well, everything's nicely packaged. Aces here, a lot of tape to hold things into place so that nothing misplaces. I like keeping the boxes for monitors, to be honest. The reason for that is if I'm moving, I like to be able to transport them safely. Okay, so I'm gonna put this together now, first of all. There we go. And then we're going to need the base, and as you know, as per usual, he's doing it without a manual, without even looking at it. I'm just probably too lazy to just open it up, fiddle with the paperwork. It always backfires anyways. Alright, let's give this setting this up a go. Here is the base. Hope that shows clearly. Here's the back of the base. There's a little lock and unlock feature here. So basically what that is, it's a screw, a thread, much like on a camera tripod, that comes out, and you have to obviously retract that to get it in. Here we go. So you actually have to turn clockwise. So clockwise going that way. There's even a little symbol here, A, and I have an A here as well. So there's an A here and there's an A here. We gotta line these up and then turn clockwise. There you go. Alright, so that's snapped into place here. Alright, turn clockwise. That's what we did. We're reattaching the screw. And make sure it doesn't lose alignment. There we go. Now the whole base rotates. Now we have the whole base in a rotating fashion, okay? So if you look at that here, this here rotates now, which is kind of cool. Alright, and here comes the actual monitor detached. There's no plastic film on it, okay, for the record. This is the monitor here, so it's a wide screen, compared to a classic monitor, so 1080 versus 1200 in the old school format. Here we have two USB ports. Let's see what we have here. Here are the inputs, mini display port, the USB hub, and two more USBs. So we got 5 USBs, HDMI, DVI, mini display port, very cool as well. So you can go mini display port to mini display port, or Thunderbolt to Thunderbolt. That's the same cable on the Mac side. And then the full-size display port. That's what I ordered. I think they seem a little bit more accessible. And here we have that back base here. So the monitor is fairly light, like I mentioned before. I'm going to try to attach that now to the base so that you can see it as well. Just make sure you don't hit the monitor glass, not glass, but front with anything. Alright, so that's snapped into place here very easily. And now the whole monitor is attached. So let's turn it around. It has some good rubber at the base. That's what you heard squeak here. Alright, so let's check out the height adjustment here. How easy that might be. That's the height adjustment. Here we go. Goes down all the way. The way I like it. I like it. Yeah. So when you grab it, obviously you want to grab it here. Oops. Yeah. See the sound here? It seems to be a little bit crooked, but that might be my table. Let's have a look at that. See if there's any irregularities that are happening. Alright, so now let's take out the old monitor and connect the new, and I will show those side by side. I'll show. So here you have a traditional 28-inch monitor with traditional dimensions. Let me take this away so you can see it properly. Let's see if we can connect the power source power cable. That would be great. Yes, we can. I'm going to do that right away here. Alright, so we now need to connect the MacBook Pro to it, the cable itself. We got the power. I used that from the old monitor, no problem. It's a standard power cable. Not going to touch the USB portion, although that's a great feature. I have a 7-port USB port dangling off of this laptop in the back. That's going to help a lot with that. Also the power, it's bus powering, so you can charge devices and so forth. Great. Get the scissors and let's get that AV cable going here. Where's the AV cable? Come on, come on. Where's the AV cable? AV cable, AV cable, AV cable. Where's the AV cable? Alright, can't wait to get a picture on this going. Alright, so here, mini display port, mini display port, mini display port, mini display port. Come on, come on, come on. We're gonna have to cut this open. I hate, you know, don't you hate cutting open boxes? Because it's sort of like final once you do that. It's sort of like you bought it. It's always that, you know, it's done. It's a done deal. I like opening things up, peeking into it. If I don't like it, I close it back up. That's right, that's right. Plus you can damage the contents. You know, there's a cable in there. You might damage it when pulling it up. Anyways, here it is. Here is the mini display port to display port cable one more time. And you should be buying this one. I'll put a link down there again, as I said before. That's the one that everybody recommends with no issues. And we don't want issues. Here we go. All right, let's connect to the computer. I'm going out from on the Mac side, from my mini display port, aka Thunderbolt port adapter, connector, not adapter. And we're gonna connect this here. And of course, we're gonna settle this all in nicely. All right, that got connected. Here's the cable. Let's turn it on and see what it says. Explore beyond limits. Energy Star, we like that. All right, waiting for a picture to come on. DisplayPort, just discovered it. That's good, and there is the image, and you can wind back how it looks like in comparison to the previous one. I'm going to pull this back a little bit so we get the MacBook into the play. This is a 15-inch MacBook in the background here, so you can tell this is not a tiny monitor. Colors are fairly accurate. I've been there. That's the house, so I know. Match sort of the Retina MacBook Pro's colors. All right. Okay. I like the picture. And let's look at display arrangement color. All right, folks, it is running clear and bright, and I changed the settings to put the nice Mavericks wave on there. Most of you are going to be on Yosemite by the time you watch this, but all that shouldn't matter. It's just so you have you see something that's familiar. The nature picture before is a little bit cluttered. It also wasn't shot in highest resolution. And let me go back to display. So again, the scaled option here gives us, it's really clean. And if I want to go larger text, everything becomes gigantic, and macOS scales it up nicely, just like on the 5K Retina Mac and on the Retina iMac, I should say, and then on the MacBook Pros. So I really like this. So let's find out about this, man. Let's go back to regular and Lightroom really quickly. And what I like immediately is that the fonts here, the fonts are just amazing looking. So anything that's font driven, menus, all of that is not so washed out anymore. You'll see that in Photoshop, you'll see that in Logic and so forth. Let me fire up Logic Pro, music editing software. Also very clean. If you want to go in the mixer window, that's what I wanted out of it. Not necessarily work bigger, but work more precise, smaller. All right, so here is the computer again, and I want to bring this a little bit closer. All right, so it confirms that we are in 60 Hertz mode. That is what we want, and we can obviously change again we can look at it this way as well about this Mac, and it shows you that the display comes in at 5120 times 20. Yeah. So the resolution that's being reported here, 2560 times 1440, is not correct, because we have the official resolution is 3840 and not 2560. But I'm going to put some notes down there what that would mean. And yeah, thanks for looking. That was just the unboxing video here, really quick. That's all it is. And we're going to deal with color calibration and all the other features that it has at a later point.